debate. This year's debate will be done according to the town hall format, where a question is put forward and both teams will have a chance to answer. Team 1 will answer every odd numbered question first, while Team 2 will answer every even numbered question first. Each team will be given 1 minute to think through their answer and will be given a maximum of 2 minutes to answer the question. There will be a total of 13 questions. After the town hall debate, members of the floor will have a chance to pose their questions that had not been asked or were inadequately addressed in the debate. Each question is limited to 30 seconds long. 30. The question may be posed to one or both teams. Each answer will only be 2 minutes long. The bell will be rung when there is only 30 seconds left and rung twice when the time is up. Miss Muna is our timekeeper tonight. The timers will show the amount of time left. I shall now introduce both teams. Okay, so Team 1 we have Kong Session and Honti. Team Hong Kong comprises of Kong Session and Honti. Kong is a year 1 law student while Honti is a year 2 life science student. Kong brings with him his experience from his days as a student councillor and was heavily involved in organising school events. His experiences in hall has touched him and inspired him to step up. Honti is an experienced Year 2 senior who has been there, done that. She has participated in numerous hall CCAs and activities and brings with her insights into the working of the various committees. Their slogan for this campaign is Hearing Kivians and Highlighting K7. Together, they have been on a campaign trail every morning at 7:30 a.m. doing breakfast walkabouts to gather feedback as well as speaking to key stakeholders in the various sectors in hall. With their sincerity and passion, they hope to highlight K7 culture that we have all come to love. From Team 2, we have G. Naresh Rajagopal and Charlton Lin. Team 2 comprises of Naresh and Charlton. Naresh is currently the team captain for the male and female badminton team and represented E Block in the dinner and dance pageant. Coming from Victoria School, Naresh has held multiple leadership roles within and outside the school, giving him a multitude of knowledge in planning and leadership. He relates well with people and his passion for the whole is undeniable. The Vice President candidate from Team 2 is Charlton Lin. He is currently the Financial Secretary of the 56th JCRC. Charlton has taken up leadership roles throughout his secondary and junior college life. His vast experience over his school days, coupled with his experiences in planning work during his army days, has armed him with the right knowledge to get things moving. Team 2 strongly believes in instilling a greater hall spirit and a men of action. Okay, now both teams will be given 8 minutes each to pitch their plans and goals. Team 1, you may begin. Okay, the time starts now.
Okay, very good evening everyone. Firstly, just want to thank all of you for coming down. It's very heartening to see so many people coming down, and especially because I was here last year, I remember there were more chairs than people. So definitely this year we managed to fill up the chairs, so thank you for coming down. But there are more chairs this year. This year. And of course, I know that a lot of people took the time off your busy schedule and even your birthday spending it here, so thank you. One last group is those people I know what you're sacrificing so much is you're missing the soccer match Man U versus Chelsea. Thank you for sacrificing. So I only have about 8 minutes. I think I've used about 1 minute. So actually I've prepared a short presentation, a very simple one, that highlights some of our policies and ideas. This is not the full thing. We actually have a full write-up and we will release the link to you. But because we only have 8 minutes, we will actually bring some policies that we thought of that are close to your heart, as well as why we choose all these to showcase, because we have talked, like I mentioned, we went out every morning to talk to people and we actually shared some of these ideas and received some positive feedback. So let me see if I get this. Okay, this is having click links. Yeah, I can't work the mouse. Click links. Technical. Okay. So firstly, we talk our manifesto is called Cultivating KE7 from Inside. What we are talking about, if you have joined us in the rally, is about the reputation that we all have. We know that we have a great culture here, but when we go outside, first thing that people ask, if you ever tell them you stay in KE, is that, oh, why KE or where is KE, right? And this morning just happened to talk to someone who came over from KR and same thing, same idea of KE. And then after that, I asked, so has it changed? And yeah, it's actually different from what people perceive. So that's what we want to do, and we want to highlight the true hall experience that we have. Right, so first thing that we thought of is about streamlining publicity. Why publicity? Is because we realized that in hall a lot of events have all their different publicity committees, and all these committees are actually working on their own and they do not actually communicate. And as a result, a lot of times they overlap and the outreach is not maximized. And also a lot of times these certain publicity committees are inexperienced and don't know how to actually reach out to the hall residents. So what we are proposing is that we want to have one promotional department comprising of one JCRC member who will be overseeing all publicity departments in hall, so that they can actually push for a certain standard and ensure that everyone collaborate together, so that they can push for a certain standard in publicity as well as pool together resources. Then another person, the other promotion head will be in charge of the media, the vision and the motion. Why we want to do this is because we want them to be in the same department, because at the end of the day when you talk about publicity, you need to make use of all these media platforms. And so if they work closely together, they will ensure that there's no overlap, there's a good spread of allocation, and they can work closely. All the publicity committees are able to make full use of the resources that we have. And another thing that will be under the promotional board will be integrated social media. Why we find that this is important? Because as you know, this day and age, social media is the way to go if you want to outreach to hall residents. But what is happening now is that there are actually different social media platforms, different people controlling. So what we want to do is streamline it, make one person oversee the running of all these social media accounts, so that everyone can make full use of it. And one example we can just think of offhand is that, for example, if you have an events page, you don't have to always create a new events page for different event. You can use the same events page and then different committees can just rename it, so that you don't need to go and spend time looking for residents to like the page, because you know it's very, very frustrating. And now secondly, we talk about attracting talents, or attracting the people that we want to come here. Now, as you know, what other halls have been doing is all exposure camp and 3 days camp. But for us, traditionally, we never had one, and we've spoken to hall marketing. There are various constraints. So for us to actually suddenly propose for hall, maybe an exposure camp for 3 days, maybe too big a leap. So what we propose in the meantime is that during holidays, we actually have a lot of resources. We have a lot of area, for example, sports facilities. And what we propose is we can target those people, JC students who have just finished A-levels, or those poly students who just graduated. We can organize for sports-wise, we can organize just mini competitions. And the point is not about having big events or attracting a lot of very high-level athletes, but the point is we want to get some people, we can get a database of names where we can, when they come down, we can see, talk to them and convince them and share more on the hall with them. And this is not just confined to sports. Performing arts is also a very big area that we can work on. And also, for example, the media side. For example, performing arts, you can always have one-day workshop, for example, dance workshop or something, just to attract people. And the main thing is we want to get people here before they register, so we can share more with them. Then we talk, after that, this is preschool term. Then we talk about talents in keyboard. In Keywalk, what we want to do is we make use of Keywalk to actually start looking for people. And of course, Keywalk games, you can use it, get the sports captains to come down to look for potential members, so that we can start recruiting early. And another thing that the hall marketing feedback, we talk to the hall marketing side, and they actually feedback this very interesting idea where we get all these JC alumni and poly alumni to go back to their own alumni to actually, under the pretext of sharing about hall and NUS, we can actually attract juniors or talk to them to share more about hall. Because as we all know, for those who study in Singapore, you of course will have a certain bond to your alumni, and you will definitely like to go back under just to go back and see your teachers at the same time talk to your juniors. And the third thing we would like to talk about is alumni outreach. A lot of alumni, they do want to come back. And so first thing, this is actually overlap with a bit of sports. Why we talk about sports? Because sports is, in terms of coaching, this year there's certain seasons you receive coaching and there's very positive feedback in terms of coaching because it actually shows results. But of course the reality is that we can't fund everyone for a coach. But what we would like to propose is that actually, this will be within sports and alumni where we have an official recognition of alumni coaching where we invite them back to actually kind of coach the CCA. And we actually talked to some of the alumni and they are willing to come back. But some of the problems raised up is, for example, very logistical issues like the training starts just very late and the alumni may have like some trouble going back. So certain things that we may not be able to fund coaches, but maybe what we can propose is just fund, for example, we can transportation costs, which compared to coaching fees are much lower, but I believe more realistic that we can actually propose for. And of course, I think one of the problems that has been highlighted is about building a database. There's a lot of, like for example, 10 years ago, nobody knows who actually stayed here before. So yeah, we want to build an alumni database and have events. Of course, already we have those events like Keynote Week to invite all these alumni to come back. And of course, the ideal situation is, for example, in USOF, what they have is actually a bazaar, year-end bazaar to recognize everyone. And the highlight is actually attracting a lot of the alumni. So hopefully we can reach that stage where the highlight of the bazaar is actually looking forward to all the seniors coming back. Yeah, and I think my time is up, so thank you, and ask more questions later. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Team 1. Now we have Team 2 to come over to pitch their plans and goals. Okay, you have it. Okay, we start the time now.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for coming. Okay. First part, right? I'm actually going to tell you the outline of today's rally. Okay. We're going to talk about the 57th JCRC Manifesto, internal plans for the hall, instilling greater hall spirit, and the involvement of the JCRC. We seek to continually engage the residents of the hall actively while also working closely with the hall leaders and senior common room committee to provide a better place for all Kiwians. This will be done through the promotion of sharing of ideas and feedback to the JCRC, either communicating directly to the JCRC members or through your hall leaders to tap on every mind in the hall. Transparency in the running of initiatives and activities as well. Updates on ongoing activities and ideas will be discussed during the JCRC and SCRC meetings. This will be made through platforms such as K Media and also the K Intranet. One last thing that this year that currently the initiative is going on is the Hall Leaders Camp, and we would like to carry this on next year as well. Secondly, for the Lookout and Learn 2.0. In accordance with the 56th JCRC Manifesto to Look Out and Learn, we would like to continue to work with other halls and residential colleges to pick up the strengths of their systems and if possible, adapt and adopt their systems for KE7. Last but not least, internal policies. In accordance with the hall vision, the hall of choice for learning, vibrancy and passion, we aim to use block culture as the main driving force to create a vibrant hall life for the residents. This will be done through working closely with the various block committees to have more active learning, block activities, inter-block activities, and wing-level activities. In accordance with the hall mission, the main aim of hall is to allow residents to experience a range of activities and programs that they might not or will not be able to experience outside of hall. We aim to further elevate the conduciveness of the hall and for learning through a stronger collaboration among the hall leaders to constantly improve on their own CCAs and programs for their members. Some may ask whether hall spirit is the most pressing issue currently compared to marketing and the image of the hall. I believe marketing works both ways, internal and external. My focus today will be on internal marketing. By focusing on a greater hall spirit, we lay a strong foundation to keep our residents happy, and in turn, it can be a strong form of publicity to attract other annual events to our hall as well. I believe the fundamental structure that upholds our hall is our about being a family. Block committees have loads of influence on our general experience in hall. They are the ones who have our initial interactions with, like dinners, suppers, or even a chat along the corridors. Therefore, I believe we should continue this warm and hearty culture, and here are some of my ideas along with ideas that have been implemented by this year's block committee. Let me elaborate more about our family system. It is similar to the buddy system, where every senior will have 2 or 3 freshmen under them as a buddy, and in return every freshman has 2 or 3 senior buddies. This will be the ones to welcome them by texting them as friends, and even bring them around hall, and maybe a simple dinner with them. This will break the ice and welcome them warmly to our hall. This year, the GH block head, Yasmin, together with our block committee, organized weekly dinners on Thursday for her block. This is a good initiative by her team, and I would like to continue to adopt this initiative with the other blocks as well. Many have heard about the recent John Long incident with the hall experience as a whole. After being left out from our birthday celebration, the person had dropped views and posted it on the New Year's confessions. I am not here to criticize or judge the person. Such incidents could be offset. With my suggestion in hand, I have kindly created the opinion box with the help of Len as a media platform to express themselves freely. This in turn will give me an opportunity to improve and enhance everyone's experience in hall. Block committees are the starting blocks in instilling greater hall spirit. I believe it does not end there, and we would like to encourage a greater interaction with other residents from the various blocks, because we are one KE Hall. Currently, there are also many events being organized like the inter-blockland games. Such activities may appeal to some, but not to the rest of the population. This is a good initiative by KE Marketing, and I believe we should continue to work on various ideas in different aspects to continue to encourage more participation among the residents. These are some of the ideas. Having heard such plans, it is important to know where the involvement of the JCRC comes into play. We will be conducting focus group discussions for different groups of Kiwians to discuss hall issues and to air their views and concerns. And we will also be having the JCRC to be more active on the ground, to take part in Block MT, CCA participation and summers as well, so that each and every member will be readily available to hear any Kiwian feedback and concern. We will also be a better link between the SCRC and the CCAs they are in charge of, to allow better engagement between SCRC and the residents through involving the SCRC more in events and, if possible, trainings. If not, JCRC will be there to provide a link between the CCAs and SCRC through constant updates of the CCAs to SCRC. We would like to end off with a quote. We learn something from everyone who passes through our lives. Some lessons are painful, some are painless, but all are priceless. On this note, we hope to learn from each other, and we believe that we will be able to move forward as a whole. Thank you.
Thank you, Team 2. Okay, now we will go on to the debate proper. As I mentioned before, Team 1 will answer every odd numbered question first. Team 2 will answer every even numbered question first. Each team will be given 1 minute to think through their answer, and will be given a maximum of 2 minutes to answer the question. We shall now go on to the first question. The first question is, what are your team's vision, aim, and goals? The 1 minute starts now. Your 2 minutes starts now.
So for vision is it will be just now as I highlighted, it's about hearing key events and highlighting KE7. So firstly, when we talk about hearing, it's about feedback, and I think what we have learned on this campaign trail is actually one really very meaningful lesson. It's like when we go to the people in the morning, people are actually very forthcoming with feedback. They actually talk to you, share with you their concerns, and sometimes it ends up we talk for 1 hour or so. So I think firstly, if you want to talk about achieving our goals, achieving our aims. If you attended my first rally, we talked about buy-in. We may have all the ideas that we want, but we want people to buy in. So for you all to buy into the idea, come on board and work with us. Firstly, we want to get your feedback. Make sure, share with you what we have, and see how much people are on board, and refine our ideas so that everyone will be on board with it. And then when we talk about aim, will be the part where we highlight our culture, where we maximize outreach in terms of participation, and also of course people must know what is going on. We definitely cannot say that, oh, I can stand here and say I want 100% participation for all activities. That is of course a very idealistic thing that I don't think is achievable immediately, but what we can do is we want to maximize outreach in terms of publicity, where people actually know what is going on. Even if they are not able to attend it, people can actually just participate, know about it, and as a result, the perception of us will slowly change. And I think when we have we increase outreach, then people will have, the cost will increase and all. And so in terms of the last question being what goals we have, just as I mentioned, hopefully we can achieve the policies that we want to implement, and hopefully everyone feels more for the whole. Like maybe one of our policies in terms of welfare that I didn't get to share is that we want to provide better support for foreigners. In terms of, for example, before they come, we have something prepared where to share them, help them to settle down administratively, like where to get a phone card and all. So we have to provide more support.
Thank you for your time is done.
Okay, good evening guys. So, to answer the questions, our vision basically, as I mentioned, is to actually instill a greater hall spirit. So actually what we want to do is we are trying to craft our ideas in line more with the hall identity. So what we want is to actually, as you all know, hall vision is to create a hall for choice of learning, vibrancy and passion. So as this sense, we actually want to create a hall spirit by creating a place where everyone can learn in a vibrant and passionate environment. So actually basically our aims are actually linked to internal marketing, because we want to create a greater collaboration, greater internal marketing such that everyone has a good hall life. Because basically we're all here because we want to experience a good hall life. So our aims and goals are in line with that, in a sense that if we can create a good hall life for everyone, basically we all can have a good experience, which is in line with the mission, where we want to provide programs and activities such that everyone can have a chance to experience the different things in hall, be it culture, be it sports, or even in the productions. So actually, ultimately our goal is to create an environment in hall such that everyone won't be afraid to try out new things, won't be afraid to go and do new things. And when you go out to the other places and tell other players from other halls you're staying in KE, you can be proud and say that when I'm in KE, I can do anything I want, I can try anything I want, because no one will shoot me down for that. And as in, rather than say that we want to make sure that we excel in everything, we want to create a place where everyone can try out, where everyone can be in a place where we are friendly, in a good community. Thank you.
Thank you, Team 2. We're going to the second question now. Will there be room for the culture CCAs to go under an administration headed by leaders who have little or no experience in the culture scene? Will it compromise the budget allocation, publicity, attention, or welfare given to the culture pastor? Your 1 minute starts now.
experience everything, be it sports, be it culture. So our focus will be purely on sports, and neither will be purely on culture, but we want to create such a system where everyone can try out. Yes, best one person can at least try a sport and a culture. So actually, if we move on to the next point of budget allocation, I would say there will be no problems. And the way JCRC works essentially is that when we do budget allocation, every sector will be represented within the committee. So there's no worries that we will say that, oh, culture we don't care, we give you all less budget. No, actually if you look at this year's budget, there's been quite equal distribution between both the sports and the culture and the productions. But productions we usually always allocate the same. But sports and culture is quite fair. And in the sense, we even give coaching to both sides. So I would say that if we talk publicity and attention, all this, there's actually no worries, because in JCRC itself, every sector is represented. We are not going to say just because the president or the vice president have very little experience in the area, we're going to ignore the cultural sector, because there's still the cultural sector. And the cultural sector is there to fight for the cultural sector. Same for productions, so on and so forth. So there's honestly no worries for this, if you ask me. And then if we look at the whole case, even if we have little experience in it, personally wise, I've worked with I've talked to the various kids, I've talked to the current cultural side, and I roughly know how the things work in their sectors also. So yeah, no worries. Thank you.
Thank you. We invite Team 1 to come up to answer the question now.
Okay, first and foremost, we agree that we are not very experienced in the cultural CCA. So for me, this year I joined the PR's department for Chinese drama. So regarding the possible collaboration between, for budget allocation, right, it's not up to the JCRC whether is it up to us to say yes or no, whether who to give more money to the CCAs, but it's more up to the SCRC. As in, we can push for all CCAs, but then it's still up to the SCRC to decide the budget allocation. But we can look for possible collaboration between CCAs, such as between Chinese drama and hall play. For example, in terms of costumes are cheaper in China, right? So you can actually ask them to buy the costume in China, and then it will be like lower the cost for production for hall play. So that's a possible collaboration. And then talking to the various states, such as Chinese drama, they wanted a bigger stage. We can provide collaboration between like Newtown, like for example Ansana is a CIP college. So they can actually look for Ansana for some CIP collaboration while then teaching the Ansana people on how to build our culture scene in Newtown. Yep. So next up is regarding publicity-wise, we have this new role up in JCRC, which is called the promotional head. We're supposed to maintain a standard across all CCAs, like for example SQRJ, Chinese drama, or maybe hall play. The publicity should be up to standard for all CCAs. That's why we are working on it. Yeah. Because currently there's no one body to maintain the standard of publicity for all CCAs. So the new JCRC role will have to maintain a standard for such CCAs. Yeah.
Yeah, just to have time.
Well, actually, just now we already laugh about the costume thing. Actually, it's like because we talk to all the possible area that we talk to collaborate is like because we talk to Chinese drama, then actually they will highlight how they got their costume because in Singapore it's actually very expensive to rent. So this is just one of the area where we believe that if actually they collaborate, we talk to each other in terms of cultural wise and share all this experience and knowledge, at the end of the day it will just benefit everyone. So we are looking for more collaboration.
For your information, all these questions were actually submitted by K's residents. Yeah. Okay, go on to question 3. What is the first thing you will do once you are in office? All minutes starts now.
Alright, so what we're going to do when we first step up, just now Hong Qi gave me a very good tagline. She said that we actually have a policy to make policy. And our 3 words is consult, refine, and define. So what we're going to do is we are very fortunate in a way where the debate is actually in Sen 2 because the previous few JCRC did not have the good fortune to actually step up earlier. So the first thing that we are going to do is actually we will, in the holidays, make use of the holidays to do a 1-year work plan. Because in my experience in council, the first thing that we all do is we sit down and we plan for the entire academic year. Why this is good is because this will ensure that we know what are the key events, things don't overlap. Because actually for example, we actually got some feedback this morning that certain, I think last year or this year, actually the Chinese drama and the extra-J did clash. And so these are the things that we want to iron out. So with a 1-year work plan, we hope that this could actually work out. And of course, once we have we want to consult people. We have our ideas. We want to talk to the key stakeholders, the leaders who are involved, who are affected. Make sure that you're on board. Then any potential problem, your feedback, and then we further refine it. And we also like this culture to actually permeate through all the CCAs because I think it's a very good thing. Good in terms of leadership and structure is very good where all CCAs actually sit down and have a 1-year work plan so that there's no last minute things that crop up. For example. Let's say sports, they need funding, venue, if they have a 1-year work plan, which of course they do already, but all the other committees, it's good that they actually sit down during the holidays. And the last thing that we want to work on is key walk. We want to work closely with key walk because we feel that key walk is the first impression when all the young freshies come in, the impressionable young minds, we want to make a good impression. So we are working closely with the key walk committee and make sure the first day they step into K Hall, we give them a good experience and you'll continue for the rest of the year. Thank you.
Team 2, you may come up to answer now.
Hi there again. Okay, actually the first thing we actually do, right, is actually after the elections, right, this Wednesday we'll be having a meeting with the current JCRC. Okay, this will be about the master's list. Okay, this will actually be